And here y'all caught me with my pants down. I was texting when the music went off.
I want to.
Welcome everybody, and welcome to the AMC Live Cast. I was trying to respond to everybody on the dink gum text message thing, but so you caught me with my pants down there for just a second. But we are here, and my pants are up.
I want to apologize. That was me echoing. I'm sorry.
Oops. It's all good. We got it figured out. I am Mike, Scale Model Outlaw, and this is my awesome co-host,
Jason from KRD,
and our awesome producer,
Bruce from Bruce's Eclectic-World. Obviously, he can't mute stuff. Old is the only excuse I got, folks.
Listen, with all the buttons and bells and whistles and lights, I can only imagine, Bruce, what you're looking at, right? I see a screen with like 12 32-inch LED screens and all these bells and whistles and flips and switches that you got to turn on. You know, because the show is so highly produced, and we record
like NASA,
right? It's like NASA. He's
I got 2 chats open,
16 chats. He's still observing Elon Musk's Starlink system to make sure we're getting good connection.
Exactly.
Good connection there. Well, how's everybody been? You guys had a good week? I haven't seen y'all since last week, so everybody had a good week. What's going on with y'all?
It's been a really great week. So busy, but it's been a good, productive week. So that's always a plus.
Yeah, same here. Just busy. Things to do, dogs to take in and out, and
yeah. How is the dog?
Tip is doing excellent. You'd think he was 8 years old again.
That's good.
So that $100 shot does wonders.
Yeah, that's good.
Well,
got your money for it.
Yeah, he'll probably be getting one for the next 3 months, until spring gets here.
Awesome.
Oh well.
Well,
he's my buddy, my pal.
Yeah, I want to take a second to say thank you to everybody in the chat. Looks like we got Chuck and TJ. Hung out with TJ at the Acme show. Great guy.
Mike's Mods and Custom.
Mike's Mods and Custom. Donnie Griffin. What's up, Donnie? I saw your video for your second. He is so far
Jimmy in there.
My group build.
Yep. Got Jimmy. We got TJ.
Oh, Jimmy's in here. Yep. Awesome.
Yep.
Well, tonight we're doing our garage talk, right? What's going on in your shop? What's going on here? What's going on there? So let's just, if you guys don't mind, I'd like to start because I'm a little proud of, you guys have seen it, but a little proud of what I've been working on. I've been getting some great tips and pointers from old Tom and the guy we call King Sparkles, Brad, who won the Best of Show at Acme. And I'm going to go ahead and, do a little plug here. I got my 67 Charger done. It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it's by far the best paint job that I've ever done. And it's the tips and advice from those guys that helped me to get this far. I still got to do a wet sanding on the last clear coat job, but that's what I've been working on, and I'm trying to get it done so I can get started on Jason's what is it? Street Machine build. Yep, Jason from Blue Ox Model Shop. I got to get started on his Street Machine build because that's supposed to be done by the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I know. I got a lot to do. I got a lot to do on my.
I've picked that 1/20th scale AMX that I've got. I picked that to do his build with, and I've been kicking around, doing research, and I tell you about that because I feel like that's a good topic for us to get into. Where do you find your research from? What do you do for research? But I did it on the old Googles and the old interwebs, and I found this, and I've been looking for ideas. The red, white, and blue one is very common.
Yep.
Lots of two-tone ones. I thought with the 67 Charger, I kind of did the two-tone thing, so I want to do something. I found a flat black, murdered out 70 AMX with NASCAR wheels on it.
Nice.
And I think
that's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I think that's the route I'm going to go with. Right, it had NASCAR tires and wheels on it, and it was slammed, but it wasn't like it wasn't like the Charger where it was just dragging the ground.
Yep.
It looked like a driver and one that you could have fun with. I think that's the route I'm going to go with it.
That's awesome. It's hard with the AMC stuff because the bodies are so unique with their body lines. You really gotta kind of tread a little lightly on how you do color combos with them.
Mm-hmm. They do the AMX especially. In my opinion, opens itself up for a nice stripe. Not the hockey stripe that the Chargers get, but something that would come in that same. But instead of where the was it the Charger or the Cuda that did the hockey stripe?
Cuda.
Okay. So you know how the Cuda went down underneath the window, went down and then dropped down and made the hockey the puck part of it. With the AMXs. And even some of the javelins where it curved up at the what would be the C pillar, the very back pillar, and it curled up there and it kind of pointed at
and
each
went
end.
over.
I saw a lot of that, and I'm just not that good, right? You can't find those decals, so I'm just not that good at taping off. So
you got to try something. I mean, look at the
that's
Charger.
true.
You tape that off. I mean,
I did.
I would.
I would.
Leon's in the chat. Ask him. He knows how to do all that fancy curves.
Yeah, Leon knows how to do some taping.
Right?
He does.
With the lowriders and some of the paint jobs he's doing,
that last one he taped off just had me amazed.
Yeah, it's kick butt work right there.
We got Big Joe's in here. We got look, there's Fred, and we got Leon. We got a bunch of folks in here.
Yep.
But if I had Leon's skills, I could maybe pull that off. But I'm trying to get there. I'm just now happy that I laid down. I'm happy I laid down clear coat. Didn't make my model look like a golf ball.
there you go, Mike.
Do a buddy build with Leon. Send him the body and let him tape it off for you.
There you go. Right. So, I think he's. I wonder how far that would the tape would hold in the shipping part of it, right? I think he lives out west somewhere. Leon.
Yeah, I think he's towards the California area. I think so.
I don't know how well that tape would stick to, or unless he painted it and then didn't send it back. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
There's Chris from Chris's House of Plastic. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris. How's it going, buddy? He says, send it. Leon said, send her on down.
Send it. Send it.
Send her on.
Oh, we'll talk, Leon. We'll talk, brother. We'll talk for sure, because I've got some ideas on some other stuff that I want to do. But
sure.
That'd be cool for sure.
I got to message Leon and get one of his shop cards. My wall could use one.
Hey, that reminds me. He's on my list to do that too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys watched it on my personal channel, the Outlaw channel, but I went through all the shop cards that I hadn't. I say collecting them. It's not like I was collecting them. I just didn't have a chance to get to them, and then I got a bunch up there at Acme, so I did a video, and like the first 15 minutes is me shouting out all my shop cards. I did more on that one video than I did in all the videos I had before that. But
well, I bet you got a lot from there. I didn't get to watch your video. But
sorry, boss.
It's all good, and maybe that's another topic we can talk about too. The research thing, and let's Jason, great call on that. Let's dive off into that. Speaking for myself, we subscribe. I subscribe to so many people. I try to subscribe to everybody that subscribes to me, and I try to respond to as many as I can, and I'm sure we all do that. But, do you guys have a priority list? If I'm being completely honest, I try to respond to everybody, and I don't pick and choose, but I do give, what's the word I'm looking for? Is it priority, or is it like people that actually respond to mine? I feel, let's put it this way. I feel worse when I don't respond to the people that respond to my videos, right? Because I didn't have time, or I didn't catch it till too late, or it's just whatever. But I mean, absolutely, we all try to do our best to do that. But I mean, there's really no question there other than Do you guys have the same problem? Like we try to do the best we can.
Yep. And the thing for me, you know, not only do I have a lot of RC subscription channels that I follow, but one to one, and it just seems like it gets kind of delayed on the algorithm on getting any kind of notifications when somebody puts something out there. So, like lately, I've had to search out the cars and coffee ones because when it's a topic like that that I really, really dig, then I try to really make sure that I spend a couple hours to watch them. So, like on Sundays, that model cars and coffee, that's like struck a chord with me. I think I just something about it. I love it, and I search them out. Same with the USAC builds. I search them out. Like today, I found the one, and I was just like, "Oh, wow, this is cool," you know. And the guy's already got 6 updates, and I'm like, "Hey, I got some good material to watch here." So,
Right, got some catching up to do.
yeah,
I do
I'll
that
tell you
too.
another one. I'll tell you another one that happened to me, and you guys tell me if this happens to you. And same way with the chat. And I don't know how, Facebook. You put out stuff and whatever, and and maybe you send a message to somebody new that you're maybe not friends with or whatever. I just found message requests, right? Like it's a whole thing
yeah,
that and I got it was all the way back to March of this year. I just found it today, and I was responding to texts from March of this year. I didn't know that they were there, right? So I found them,
hmm
and Dylan was one of them. And if you remember when I built my Volkswagen Bug,
yep. You
Dylan
guys were
was
both
just
kind of doing it at the
yeah, he
same
was
time.
doing one at the
Yeah,
same time, but we didn't know each other. I mean, I saw him on the YouTubes, but didn't know him. So I sent him out a message, and I figured he was younger, he's busy doing whatever he was doing. He didn't respond. Well, he did. Apparently, he responded straight away, but it was in May and he gave
yeah,
me compliments. He gave me compliments on my bug, man. So it's like I told him today, I'm like, dude, I feel so bad. I'm sorry I didn't just now finding this but. So if you guys are on the old Facebook, make sure you check your message requests. That's my
yeah.
piece of advice for the day.
We got Josh Risedom in here now. Got Mark Casto in here too.
What's up, Josh?
Welcome.
Mark, welcome to the
Glad you
party.
guys are in here. So yeah, I agree. It's kind of tough, and the Facebook thing seems to be really screwed up ever since they started doing their fact checking stuff 4 years ago,
Yeah.
and then they got a flood of all these fake accounts where people were literally stealing, say 4 or 5 pictures of somebody's account, starting another account, just these clones and whatever. And I
Right,
think
right.
Facebook tried to come up with ways of verifying those things, and then it just, it's just a mess. So uh, I don't, and even like some of the groups, and I understand it with the groups, if you post something, it always says that it's kind of pending on some groups, because people are
Right, right.
so worried about the spammers and stuff like
Sure.
that they're trying to
Sure.
scan everything. And, then you got administrators that, have to spend time going through all those posts and approving them. So
Exactly. And
I
I
stay off
know
Facebook as much as I can.
I know
So,
Matt deals with a lot of that. Matt Lucas and his team deal with a lot of that. They don't answer the questions and whatnot, but they don't let you in. And that's all well and good. But this is a damn modeling channel, not a damn Facebook channel.
I
You,
want to talk
Jason,
about Facebook. No, I'm just
talk
kidding.
about the book of faces or my face. I call it my face. Uh, you posted a video this week, and I want to dig into that. Or was it a video or just a picture that you posted of all the MCW paints you bought? My God, dude, did they have anything left in the warehouse? Looks like you bought everything that was there, dude.
Yeah. I did. um, I try to get all that stuff before it gets really cold. I don't, and then maybe it's just me, but I don't like my paint freezing in shipping because it will sit in the truck in these hub stations. So yeah, I put in an order. I got a lot of Mopar colors. I got a lot of whites and silvers and things that I need. and then some lacquers. Of course, then I got some that came from Scale Finishes. I got some coming from Tamiya yet. Got lots of evergreen. I got lots of brass tubing.
Geez, yes, you did. You went shopping.
You're starting a
So,
warehouse,
Yeah,
right?
I was gonna say,
We're,
did you win the lottery and we didn't know about it?
no,
But
no.
part
We're
of
going to
that
do a lot of
video
stretch building.
right, part of that video and your responses is kind of why I brought this up. When you said that and you just talked about it here, that's something for those guys for you guys and gals that live in, where it gets cold like that. I never would have thought of that, right? Because I don't live there. So the whole
Yeah.
freezing thing, that can't be good for the paint.
No.
So yeah,
No.
that's a great tip, man. I think that's awesome that you put that out there like that. And if you're going to do it, get it done now before it gets too cold. That makes perfect sense to me. But it's something I never would have thought of had you not, kind of brought it up.
And the thing is, the acrylics are worse, right? With the MCW stuff, as long as they're not pre-mixed, they're just going to kind of thicken up and gel a little bit. But I still don't like that. It can cause separation in the chemicals.
Sure.
But if you get something thin, like Scale Finishes stuff, and he's got a good portion of thinner in there, and how the paint separates,
Sure.
that thinner part can freeze. So,
well, there goes the neighborhood. I'm looking, and Mr. Mark Batson showed up. So we need to go ahead
hey,
and
Mark.
he just needs to shut this thing down now. Nah, absolutely. Welcome to the show, Mark. Glad to have you here, buddy.
I've had that happen with my Tamiya acrylic paints I ordered last year. I think it was in December. Then they had that freeze because it came through Kentucky, and it sat on the truck, stuck in Kentucky for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
So I had 3 bottles of Tamiya paint that would not mix.
I've had it. I've learned it the hard way, and I didn't know. This was many years ago, but I still didn't know what the hell went wrong. And finally, somebody said, "Well, that stuff looks like it's been frostbit and then unthawed." And I'm like, "Really? Would that do anything?" They're like, "Yeah."
That
Absolutely.
looking at it, it makes perfect sense, and
Yeah.
what a just really cool that you brought that up. So maybe if you got to make your big order, do it before it starts getting cold in your area. And even if it stayed warm in the truck, stayed warm in the warehouse, they drop it off at 8 o'clock in the morning at your house, and it's 40
sitting
below
outside
cat's
while I'm
butt
at
and
work.
sits outside. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm lucky with that now, with her being remote. So she's always here. She's got an office here, so the dogs usually bark when the delivery guys get here.
So yeah, my house too.
Yeah, the dog will bark here, but if I get a delivery and stays outside till I get home, they're like, what is this, all this model crap, man? I ain't going outside to get that. Just kidding.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm just looking at all this. Have you guys seen what after we had Mr. Jameson on, the special that he ran? Have you guys seen it? I'm trying. The Master
The one
Box.
that was in the. No, I haven't seen that. Was that in the newsletter?
Well, no, it was in the newsletter, but he also ran on his website. He ran 19 bottles of paint. Basically, well, it's 19 items. This box is worth over $125 if purchased separately. A total of 19 items for $75. And I've got mine laid out in front of me, and it would take forever to show you everything. But basically, it's a bottle, one ounce bottle of House of Colors paint, and then 1 bottle of primer, 5 bottles to shoot. I mean, it's best. I can lay it all out and read it all to you, but it would take entirely too long. Go check it out, man. Check out the Master Box from Scale Finishes. What a great deal on some really cool paint. You get pearls, you get clear coats, you get flocking, you get little $2 items, the funnels.
Yeah, I think I remember. I don't think I went on the website. I think that I seen that in the newsletter. But
I remember
probably in the newsletter. But
That's a good deal. It really
hell
is
yeah,
a good
it's a
deal.
good deal. Hell yeah, I
Yeah.
got crystal silver, metallic, Mustang blue, ember, mystery color, moving lime, and this is actually a really cool color. That's like that green, like a lime green, really cool green, kind of like I would think like in the 50s, like a 50. It kind of puts me in the mind of like a 50s Thunderbird type thing. Misty Green, Dusty Rose, which I thought was a really cool name because Dusty Rhodes. I'm a wrestling guy, so Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah.
Mystery color off white, the BL3 semi gloss black, which is really good stuff. I've used that a lot. I got my bottle of black super primer. I haven't used that yet. He's just now. I say just now since he was on the show, he's released that interior pale brown, House of Colors ultra
Yep.
orange, and I let him pick the colors, and of course he sent me AMC metallic blue
Nice.
engine color. You
Nice.
know that's gonna happen, right? And solid pearl Miami Sink, another cranberry crush, a metal colors. I have not. Real truth is, I have not used any of their metal stuff from Scale Finishes, so I'm excited about using this copper. It looks like copper. Right?
Yeah,
Good
that
looking
looks
stuff.
good. Yeah, I
And
sent
then,
him the pictures of the project I've got going on over here because it's a unique color, and he told me that he has no problem mixing it up and he can do it. So
there you
I told him, I said, well, when you get back from SEMA, mix it up, let me know when it's ready, and I'll place another order and get it up here before it gets real cold. So
go. All right, good.
yeah, I'm itching to try it. That's for sure.
It's good stuff. And then he sent me the 500 clear. Now we all have a personal friend that
Now the
did
500, that's different than the honey.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're both out of the bottle. What did Jameson call it?
Out of the bottle onto the model.
Out of the bottle onto the model.
Yeah.
Yep.
The honey and the 500 are both out of the bottle onto the model. But personally, I've not. Yes, I have used the honey and had to sand it and polish it. But that's what I've been learning about and whatever. But if you lay it down and don't do nothing with it and don't touch it because it is enamel based, if you don't put a hardener or cut it just a little bit with unicorn tears, it's going to take a minute to dry. But if you shoot it straight out of the bottle, what I do is put it in the easy bake oven for 10 hours and then still let it sit for at least 24 hours before I start handling it. And if you do, you're still probably going to need to sand it one time. Your 3,000, your 6,000, your 8,000, 12,000 if you want to, and then hit it again. Hit it with a second coat especially if you're doing decals. And the same thing with the sanding process, and then polish it. But we had a friend that used it and it laid down really nice, and it does. I don't want to say it starts clouding up because that's not fair to the product. But you got to work it a little bit, just like anything else. You got to work it a little bit to get the most out of it. Not that you can't use it that way, but to get the most out of it. And then with 2K clear, on the other hand, you like he said when he was on here, it's like that's just spray and go, right? You just put the two parts together and it's crystal clear. But you still gotta. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows about that as far as the honey and the 500 is. It's a little more work to get it if you're trying to get a bright at show quality. You're gonna have to work it a little bit, but don't we all have to work? If you're gonna do it, you gotta work it anyway, right?
You got to get used to what the product's going to offer you too. I mean, that's why I think the hobby has went so crazy with the test spoon thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great way to do it. You got a nice curve to see how the paint reflects or how it can run and test things. I'm sure it will all work out for our friend that is trying it and
he'll get it right. He knows what he's doing. He's nobody's dummy for sure.
No, he's no rookie. That's for damn sure.
That's for damn sure. He'll figure it out.
He'll figure it out. So.
But talking about easy bake ovens, and I'm going to bring this up because in one of our
well, you're talking about ovens, and Fred's talking about scrambled eggs now.
Yeah, I didn't really say
With some Hobby Dude hot sauce.
Yeah, that
Hobby Dude hot sauce on his scrambled egg.
It's hippie dude hot sauce.
Hippie
And
dude.
I was fortunate enough to get a bottle of that when I was up there at Acme. Mr. Mark brought me a bottle of that, or at least brought a bottle and gave it to me. I don't know if he intended to give it to me, but I ended up with it either way. And I came back home and I did put it on. I think the first thing I put it on was my fried chicken. And then I ordered some Chinese from the local Chinese delivery place. And I love hot sauce, right? I just love it. I'm like, I'm going to put this. It comes with a little plastic top on it, right? That you take the lid off, and it's got, you know how it is, like with ketchup, it's got the little narrow bottle that you squeeze it up. I'm shaking it. Like, that ain't working for me. I'm a hot sauce guy, right? So I pop this little thing off. Now I'm pouring it on there, right?
You know why it's plastic, right?
Yeah, the bottle's
metal
glass,
but the metal cap would rot right off. It's so strong.
Yeah, it was good though. It was hot, but it still had flavor. It wasn't like just hot. You know what I mean? It was hot with lots of flavor.
Hey, Mark.
I took a picture of it and put it up on the old Book of Faces there, and
Mark
tagged Mark in it, and I was like, "Dang!"
Well, Mark Batson says he's got 2 more cases coming, so eat it up.
If you get the opportunity. The comment that I made was I got to hang out with the Hobby Dude, and he's friends with Hippie Dude, and Hippie Dude got me a bottle of that hot sauce, and I'm here to tell you, it's hot, but it's still very, very flavorful. It's good stuff.
Doesn't Hippie Dude have a beer too?
Hippie Dude's got a lot of colors, a lot of tie-dye.
He's colorful.
But
he's very colorful.
It seemed to me there was a can of something, either it was a soda or it was a beer or something in one of the older videos.
Could be.
Maybe it was Hippie Dude Cola. Yeah, Hippie Dude Cola, I think is what it was. That was cool.
Wait to see his response.
What a great time hanging out with him at Acme. I'm so looking forward to next year, and there's so many people that have responded just to my videos, and we're making connections here. I can only imagine this thing growing and 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 growing. Next year, if it's as good as this time, but if we can get everybody, the people that we've been talking to, and I've been fortunate enough, Josh.
I mean, I'm sure Fred would agree with this comment that every year that people come back from Acme, they rave about it. So. Yeah. I don't think next year would be any different, other than you probably have a lot more people. I think it's just going to keep growing.
I think so too.
There's so many people that are commenting about that, that they want to go next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Even just in my little videos, that I think I have 3 subscribers, and they're like, "Yeah, we want to come next year." I talked to Josh from VCG, and he was like, "Man, he wants to come down." He has VCG and whatever, and great guy. He just wants to come down and not be a vendor. And I'm like, well, you could be a vendor. And he was like, no, I don't even want to be a vendor. I just want to come down and hang out. It looks like that's the place to go to hang out and have fun. I'm like, dude, come on, bring it and have a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's friends with Jeff.
We'll be there next year.
Yeah, let's hope. I hope you guys can make it for sure.
That's the year for me, right? The Mopar year.
Mopar and drag. Yeah. How do you not make it, right? It's like, I think Fred sat down with the rest of his Acme people and said, "Listen, we want Jason to be here. Let's do bullshit and drag cars."
Yeah, right.
Well,
listen, you can only hang the carrot so far out in front of the donkey before he comes from Minnesota, right?
Yeah. No, I think that's going to be a lot of fun, and do that. I'm looking forward to NNL North again. So
we got JaxCon coming up, and JaxCon's always a good time, but because it's quaint, it's smaller, and you can get to see everything and everybody. Which those littler shows, smaller shows are great. Acme was a lot to take in. It really was a lot to take in because there's so much going on and there's so many people. But it's kind of like going to a concert, right? And you kind of know everybody there or
Mark.
whatever. So you're like bumping into people. Hey, how you doing? And then you get on your way home and like, dang, I wish I'd spent more time with this person, or dang, I wish I spent more time doing that. But at the same time, you're still having a blast. Everybody's having fun.
There's the boss.
Oh,
Yeah, Joe, you better bring something, Joe, if you go.
yeah, I had a conversation with a person that commented on one of my videos, the video that I did of all the cars that were on display, and they were like, "Nah, I would like to go, but I'd never bring a car." I'm like, "Bring it! Bring it! Don't ever, no matter what show you go to, don't ever be ashamed of your work." I made that mistake the first year I went to JaxCon, and I will never do that again. Listen, I'm not going to compete with a King Sparkles or a Fred or a Old Tom or those guys. They build better kits than me right now, but it gives me something to aspire to. And each and every one of those guys,
something to shoot for. Yep.
Right. And each and every one of those guys are happy to help me to get there. Right. They're not like hoarding their secrets or whatever. They want you to get there. They want the competition, or they want to see you do better. So
yeah, absolutely.
And it don't matter how good or how bad you think you are, bring them. Don't make the mistake I did, for sure.
Well, I mean, look at what happened with you. You brought a couple of your kits, and Old Tom did a very nice way of explaining where you could improve from looking at your kits firsthand.
Yeah.
And that helped you. And now look at the Charger. The Charger's freaking awesome,
And that was just verbal, and he's been kind
constructive criticism goes a long way.
And that's just a good choice of words, Jason. Constructive criticism.
Yes.
And this goes across the board. If you're on Facebook or you're on the YouTubes or whatever, and you see something that could be better, don't be careful on how you address it, right? Just hey, if that person thinks it's the greatest thing since sliced bread and you see flaws in it and he didn't ask you for your opinion, hey, if you're happy with it, good for you, man. Good for you.
Careful is the word you're looking for.
If that same person looks at you and says, hey, I looked at yours and I can see that mine's not up to, same as yours. What can I do to make mine better? And then you address that person, right?
Yeah.
You just got to be careful. Constructive criticism. Great word. That's the word of the day. 25 cents to you for that word, but
25 cents for me.
Right. That's a 25-cent word. So
he can buy another paint bottle.
Right. Hey, and that's literally what Tom did to me. And he didn't even listen. The funny story is when we were at Pam's Con, again, I went to Jack's Con and I didn't bring anything intimidated. Right. So we went to Pam's Con. This is the first time. This is my second time meeting Tom, but Tom's first time seeing my kits. So I waited for Tom to, because Tom's popular and everybody knows him. I waited for a minute that he wasn't busy talking to other people. I'm like, Tom, you got a second to come look at mine? He had already looked at them. And I didn't know this, but he had already looked at them. I said, Tom, would you mind looking at my stuff and telling me where I could do better? First words out of his mouth: paint. You need to work on your paint, Mike. Let me tell you what I can do to help you. And that being said, Tom will tell you that as good as he was or is, he's taking lessons from, taking advice, I should say, maybe not lessons. Lessons is a strong word, but taking advice from King Sparkles and Brad, and to improve on him. So as good as Tom was, he's still smart enough to know that he can improve. And
that's like the comment Fred just put in here. Respect each builder's levels, right? Everybody's got different levels. Even if let's just say you pick top 10 high-level builders. Out of those 10 guys, they still each have different levels or skill sets, right? And if you're paying attention to the details, you're going to see what they're doing. You're going to eventually learn from their builds to where you don't even have to ask questions. And then some of this stuff, especially the scratch build, and you look at Tim Casper's, Mark Batson, some of those guys that come up with how they build radiators or, all that stuff, then you're going to have those builders talking, more details. But you're going to learn from each other. I mean, I've noticed that even from NNL North to the MSRA show, which was about 2.5 months separation. there was guys that were at NNL North that weren't happy with how their paint finish turned out, but they made strides for the next show. And that was huge, you know, and they were proud when they got them there. They were like, hey, you got to come check out this build. I just got it done. I'm very happy. And you could tell the difference, you know, and it was very cool that, you know, that they were listening to their fellow modelers on their tips. But there again, it's constructive criticism from the community that people learn from. And, you know, you're not chasing them out of the hobby because you're a prick, you know,
or being a gatekeeper, right?
Yeah.
And that gets, you know, if they don't ask for your opinion, it's like the old cliche: if you don't like what you see, change the channel, type of thing.
Yeah. No, I mean, help people out. That's God. I tell people even at work when I'm training them and they're new, there's no such thing as dumb questions. The dumb question is that you don't ask it, and now you're missing a finger. You know, ask the question.
That's real. That's real. It's cliche, but it's real.
Yeah. So to me, you know, I love it when people come up to you and they say, hey, you know, how did you do this or how did you do that? Because obviously they want to try and attempt it, and they're still in their own head trying to figure out, should I or shouldn't I? I don't want to wreck it, you know. But the hard thing really is teaching people to just, hey, you got to break an egg to make an omelet. You just got to try it. You know, grab a crappy model or whatever, try the technique, and, you know, instill positivity in them. And, you know, you got a new best friend. You really do. Because when they go home and do it, they're going to be just pumped up, you know.
Yeah, blowing you up. That gets back to what the 10 questions to the modeler that I was a part of there at Acme. You know, are you an influencer? And you know, listen, I'm me and my channel. You're not gonna. I'd like to think that you would learn something from my channel, but I'm not the guy that you're going to scroll to learn how to paint or learn how to do this or do that. If you want to get a good laugh and have some entertainment, maybe see some new products, I'm that guy, you know, and that's what I put out there. But
I think there's plenty of stuff on your channel to learn from. I see that with everybody's channel, really. I really do.
At least introduce you to something, right? A new product or something, right? And that's a form of learning. You're right.
Yeah.
Adam from Sodak, you know, he way better model builder than I am. But I bought one of those that little pin thing that you can bend the wire around and do the, you know, the solder for your exhaust and that sort of thing.
Yep.
And you know, he's been doing this a lot longer than I have, and been builds amazing stuff. But even he PM me and say, "Hey, dude, that was great." I you know, he didn't learn how to do it. He just learned about a new product. So that's kind of what I try to bring. But positivity, that's kind of make a full circle there. You know, be positive on what you're doing and what you're bringing to the community, and that's huge, man. Just
well, like Fred's comment right there, that he had a flaw in his Acme Mustang. I showed people what not to do. See, that's a prime example there of somebody that's admitting that, hey, I'm not perfect either, and here I'm going to learn from this. You should learn from this too, right? I mean, that's awesome.
And Fred actually gave me the best piece of advice that you could ever do. If you booger up one side of it and you know don't get something right on the tires leaning in or whatever, just don't show that side. Show the other side. Hide. I think his quote was, and Fred, you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Hey Bob.
Hide your mistakes.
Hey Bob.
Hey Dart.
Dear Dart.
Well, years still. Yeah. See that? Yeah. Look at Mark Bassett. I mean, I can't tell you how much that I've at least learned from him. I haven't been able to apply it yet because I'm still trying to perfect it. But Mark,
I say that on my channel all the time. If you're not learning, what the heck's the point of even doing it? I mean, I try to learn stuff every day, whether it's on my models, my big cars, driving to work. I mean, it's just, yeah. Hey, Frank, how's it going, buddy?
Frank,
what's up, Frank? Dart.
Yep, Dart's in here.
Mr. Mark, I see you in there now. I'm sorry, bud. Glad to see you.
Put the crappy side from the crowd.
Keep the crappy side from the crowd. Talking about showing your stuff. I had, you know.
Hey, Sam.
Tom
Hi,
had
Sam.
actually seen my bills, but when I set them up, I may have mentioned this before, but when I set them up at the Acme show, it was the earliest to the latest, right? And I did that on purpose because I wanted Tom to see the ones that he had already seen and then my latest, right?
Oh, gotcha.
So just so I could see, have I made improvements based on some of the help that you've given me? And I took Brad over there in or King Sparkles, and he looked at him. He looked at the Volkswagen, and he says, "Yeah, you're definitely improving, and let me give you some advice on what you can do to make it better." And I'm,
Yeah. Hey, Timothy. Yeah, absolutely. Frankie, I
so
got your package today, buddy. Thank you very
yeah,
much.
thank you, Frank. Thank you,
Me
Frank.
too.
So you get the same package I got. I got a package that said, "Listen, if anybody gives you a hard time,
Yeah.
you let me know. I'll come down there to Florida and I'll whack them." And whack was in capital letters too.
Yeah, but
Stop
he
by.
told
Cadillac and a big trunk.
mine said that he gave me months that he wouldn't come here because it was too cold. So
Right. All right. I'll whack the bad guys, but I'm not coming from September till April.
yep, the first rule of Frank's package is it never happened.
It never happened.
No
It never
Cadillacs were
happened.
hard.
Hey, what's up, BB? Boston Bud's in the house. So we touched on it earlier. What about USAC builds? How you guys working out on USAC builds? Have you started on it, or what about you guys, chat? Have you any of y'all? I know that
I know.
Tiffany just finished hers, didn't she?
I think hers is done. I know Fred said he started his. I think earlier on in the chat he said he started his now. So
Nice.
I think there's a few that I actually seen in the last couple of days where people were just getting started. I think even BG posted a video here not long ago too on his. Yeah.
I didn't watch it, but I seen it as it went through the feed.
Yeah. So yeah, I've started building the roll cage for mine. I got the back half chassis all fabricated, scratch built, and then now I'm doing all the roll cage. I want to get that stuff in primer. So
I've diddled with mine just a little bit with that tube. I think I told you guys that tube chassis. That's the '69 Camaro tube chassis from Iceman. I'm putting that under my Dart. So that's as far as I've made it. But excited
Bob's
about
got
getting
his
on
in
there.
paint.
But I got it. The next one up is definitely going to be Jason's, and then I got a little bit more time to get to the rest of them. But
yeah,
I
that's
got
awesome,
my
Bob.
work done. That's it.
So I want to ask this question, and but I already know at least one of the answers. Bruce, what's on your workbench, buddy? What you got on your workbench? I think I already know the answer to it because I've seen it earlier. How about you want to show it to everybody?
Hey Taylor,
sure, how about a sneak peek? It's not done, but it's close.
Right. Yeah, get there. Let's put it up on the big screen. Let's see it.
Okay.
that's awesome, Fred. Look at that.
Look at that.
Real Saturday night short tracker right there.
And yeah, I was going to say, what group build is that for there, Bruce? I forget.
That's for the KRD blue and white special. Oh, wrong Jason. Sorry.
That's got a few dents in it.
Heck yeah. Looking good, Bruce. Looking good. That is, in case y'all didn't know, I'll share the information with you. That is for the Jason Hinscomb at Blue Ox Model Shop and yours truly, the Scale Model Outlaw Saturday Night Short Track Group Build.
So how's yours coming along, Mike?
Shut your mouth. It's in the same.
You knew that was coming.
It's in the same. It's in the same status that it was in 3 months ago when I showed my last video on it. No, I was blessed.
Thanks, Fred.
I'm going to go ahead and bring it up now because we're getting towards the end of the show. I was blessed. I was telling Joel from Iceman Collections, who, as you all know, has been a sponsor of my channel for a long time and is becoming a good friend. I was telling him about the troubles I had with my Northeast modified chassis,
Hey,
and
bud.
he went out and he either had, I don't know how he got the file, but he got the file and he sent me a very, very good version of that chassis compared to the one that I had. So had to step back 3 yards and make a punt, but
Yep.
I bring him up to tell you that story. But as far as the show goes, Mr. Joel from Iceman Collections is going to be on in our guest next week on the 14th
Awesome.
as our not sponsors. What are we calling that? Product manufacturer spotlight.
Manufacturer
Manufacturer
spotlight.
spotlight.
Hey,
Yep.
So Joel's excited about being on. We've been back and forth chatting with him, and he's going to be on next week. We have some commitments from Josh Reese at VCG Resins and Chris Bell from Scale Speed Garage. We've got some commitments with them, so you guys stick around for that. We're reaching out for some other people, but we also have Jason. Who else do we got coming on?
What do you got for our model building nights? We've got on the 21st, we're going to have Joe from the Big Sky Model Workshop. He's going to come on the 21st, and he's going to build with us. So you're going to see 4 people building on our build night. I think that's what we're going to do every build night, which will be once a month. And that's going to be a lot of fun. So not only will you get to see what we've got going on our benches, but you're going to see somebody else. We're going to randomly go through and pick some people
pick
as they have
somebody.
free time or schedules. It's all about scheduling,
Sure.
especially now that we're getting into the holidays. But we're definitely going to try and reach out to some people. If it's something that you're interested in, reach out to us, and then we'll try and get you on the calendar and work with the schedules. Especially right now, like I said, the holidays can be kind of tricky. So
Well, there's something
Plenty
else.
given.
Yeah, having Joe on here is going to be awesome. He, in fact, he
Yep.
didn't do it on purpose because I haven't put it out to anyone, but he must have been in my head because he recently released a video about what you need, basically what you need to get into the hobby, like what it's going to cost you
Yeah.
to get started. I was literally running that through my head and trying to thinking in my head about making a series. So kudos to him for doing that. And that doesn't mean I still can't do mine. That's the great thing about YouTube. Everybody has different perspectives and whatever. But crap, I forgot where I was going with my story. Oh, I know, I remember
Take a
now.
breath.
Speaking of yeah, right, take a breath. Speaking of different people and different things going on, Thanksgiving. We got something coming up on Thanksgiving that we're going to take part in. And Bruce, correct me if I'm wrong. Can we share a link in the description of this video when we put it when we're done with it and we put it up? Can we put a, like you can your can you link it, like can you link like Joe and different people that we have on? We'll talk about that in the after show. But
Yes to your question.
okay.
Yeah.
I know where you're going.
Yeah,
So,
the turkey
we can
shoot.
post
The
we can post
turkey
this
shoot is
and all that. Yeah.
okay. Cool. We're gonna go ahead and we'll share that with them. But the turkey shoot's coming up now. Those of you that haven't heard about the turkey shoot, it I can't say that the Model Insanity podcast started it because it started from the Mount Mansfield group in Vermont actually started it, but the Model Insanity podcast has taken it the next step, if you will. If you guys remember, we had Rob Adams on here from the Model Insanity podcast, our longest live cast ever because, well,
Yeah.
Rob's Canadian. He likes to talk, but no, it was a great time. We were having a lot of fun with him, but
Yeah.
I want to tell everybody about that again, too, because there's going to be some. So you can go to the Model Insanity podcast. I think the Scale Model Car podcast is going to have discords going on. Model Insanity definitely will have discords
Yeah.
going on. I've heard about BG and them were saying BG, Jason, Matt, and Chuck were talking about doing that too. And listen, on the 48-hour group build that we did, we made a lot of connections there and met a lot of really cool people. So don't be afraid of those Discords. Go in there, hang out, post on there. And honestly, if you go in, you don't see anybody that's on the Discord, just turn it on, right? Because the next guy might come in. It doesn't matter what Discord you go to, any Discord. But get on there, and then because a lot of times people will flip on there like, oh, there's nobody on there, so I'm not going to get on. Be the first guy. Be you never know. People might come in there and hang out with you. I've met some really cool people on the scale model car podcast on their Discord. Just people I never would have met any other way. And just hung out with them and had a good time. And that's where I heard about freezing your paint.
Yeah.
It's different. It's different, but hey,
different.
That's what he does. He says it works. So, but definitely be checking that out. The Model Insanity podcast. You can go to their Facebook group, and you can go to their, if you're on Spotify or whatever, they have a thing.
Yeah.
Too.
So
that
TJ,
page is not for everybody, but
it is like it's kind of like StreamYard. It's kind of like a Microsoft Teams meeting room. It's a Discord. It's app form as well. You can have it on your computer, your phone. It's pretty cool. It works pretty well.
Yeah, exactly. TJ, yeah, it's very much like a Zoom meeting, that type of thing.
Yeah.
You can go to. I highly recommend that you go to either or, but the Scale Model Car podcast, when they got theirs going on, it's on their Facebook page, and it's usually at the top. I know Model Insanity podcast, it's at the top. You just click on it, it automatically takes you in. It's not something that you have to pay for or anything like that.
You just have to sign up.
Yeah, you just got to sign
register.
up. You got to register, and after that, boom, you're in. And it's basically like a Zoom meeting. You get to see and what everybody else is doing. And when we did the 48-hour group build for the the 48-hour group build, it was, dude, what a great way to put faces to the names that you see. That's how I met Matt from Lucas Heath, and we've become very good friends since then. Exactly, Fred. Discord's a free app, and it's great to hang out. It's much like this, other than having a chat. You're on the cam, right? And it's not recorded. It's not, there's no.
And it's like an in and out window, right? In a way. So these guys are going to be in and out throughout the whole time during this turkey shoot for 4 days. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So you could take a nap, come back to your bench, pop on there. There's probably going to be somebody on there building. So you're going to meet different people probably all the time if you participate in the 4 days.
I'll be right back, fellas. Y'all hold down the fort.
Somebody's got his pants down again and forgot to train the weasel.
Yeah, with that being said about the turkey shoot off, AMC Live Chat will not be having a Thanksgiving show.
No, we will not have a Thanksgiving show that night, just because everybody's going to probably have dinners and meals, so we probably won't have that many viewers. A lot of people are going to be participating in the turkey shoot. So I think a lot of people will be getting ready to have their kits all ready to go, because I believe it starts at midnight on Thanksgiving. Correct, Bruce?
That's what I heard. I can't say that for sure, but yeah.
Yeah, so people will be getting ready. I think there's going to be other probably builds out there people will do on some of those Discords. There's a lot of stuff that I didn't know about that I've just kind of learned about in the last few days that will be going on. So the modeling community is growing strong and fast, so which is really, really cool.
And it's just moving so fast, and there's so many new channels. There's no way that anybody or any of us three can even keep up with them.
Yeah.
But they're out there. I run across a new one in my feeds every other day, seems like. And I think I got like 500 model channels I subscribe to now. There's no way God green's earth I can look at all of them. I wish I could. But
yeah, it's tough. It's very
even being retired, I can't do it. I don't see how Tom does it.
Well, the thing is you still, mean, you can only watch so many videos. To be honest with you, you can only watch so many videos to the point where you want to start building yourself. And sometimes it's very hard to watch videos and build. You can listen to them in the background, but you know, if you're getting inspired by the channels you're watching, you're gonna want to start building yourself. So then you're gonna stop watching, and then you're gonna start building. So
that
my
water
best
bill
bet
guy,
is turn on music.
Every Thursday, that water bill guy shows up, and he will not wait for an answer. I just hate paying that guy.
You gotta pay him though. That's just
You
part
gotta
of the
pay him
deal.
because and I
He
ran
wants
out of
his
Gatorade
dues.
bottles, so I can't give him no Gatorade bottles.
Yeah, you can't do the trucker thing in your model room. That's kind of gross.
Right? Especially while you're on camera. That's a little weird.
Yeah. Then you get pulled over. Here you go, officer. You thirsty?
Yeah. All right. I gotta leave this here.
Funny, Kevin.
Mom taught me not to pee on my hands.
Only Kevin would say that.
Joe, I did wash my hands. I used the snow outside.
This is apple juice.
Well, we're creeping up on an hour, guys. You know, the last week especially, and definitely the week that I was at Acme, we weren't able to do our shout outs.
Yeah.
Or I wasn't able to do my shout outs because I was, as you well know, because I didn't hide it, I was well into a bottle of maple bourbon while I was at Acme, which apparently has actually turned out to be a thing. People are like, "Oh yeah, next year you're the bourbon guy. We're all gonna share your drink." I'm like, "Okay, that turned into a thing," but according to BG anyway. But
it's a little thing, right?
It's the little thing, right? Well, I can't brag on it enough, and I know we've kicked it to the point that we probably need to move on, but just between the motel and the venue being so close together and the people, I just can't get over the fellowship. If nothing else, I mean, even if you didn't build models, we met a guy, Sarge, actually met him first. Guy that runs the Great Race, the Great American Great Race. It's kind of like the Cannonball Run thing. And this dude was, driving these different cars, and it's kind of, imagine the Cannonball Run, and I'm not describing it right. And maybe, Craig from Craig's Corner was there. Tim Brown was there and listened to it. I know Tim was there for sure, and he was, he actually had a video of this guy doing the racing thing. He had a video of him. Like Tim went back in his archive and pulled it up off of his phone, and there's the guy sitting across from us that was driving the car that Tim filmed like 5 years ago at the Bowling Green, Kentucky. So that was really, really cool. So you never know who you're going to meet or who you're going to run into and have a good time with. I met TJ up there, just a bunch of people. And
that's the thing that you've seen with everybody's Acme video is that everybody spoke very highly of the camaraderie in that show. That's huge. That's huge. Yeah. So,
and here's the real truth, at least from personally, Jack's Con, Pam's Con, and you get that at every show you go to, or at least I have. Every show I go to. Now, Acme is just a huge version of that, right? So you're getting it there's so many people, and you're getting it from so many different people. Sarge, correct me, buddy. What was the name of that? Was it the Great Race? What was that guy that you were talking to and gave your Corvette to? That was driving driving Fred Henry's 308 GTB Ferrari, the Magnum Mobile. I believe it was called the Great Race or the Great American Race or something like that. So you guys check that out because that was really cool. He was telling us all about it. And it's like, it's not necessarily the, like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. These guys are driving like cars from the 20s in this race. And they're going across country with it. Like
it's vintage.
Yeah. And they have to like work on their own shit, and it's really really cool the way he was describing it. Really really cool.
That's
Well,
awesome.
Sarge made friends with him. Of course, Sarge was there with his coveralls on and those helicopter pasties. I swear.
Yeah. At least it wasn't the duct tape ones. Those suckers hurt.
Right. Yeah, that was funny.
But he got a model kit out of it. So
He did. Well, I believe he got $50 out of it, but
that's awesome.
he very much said, because when he came in on the 10 questions for a modeler, he's like, I'm collecting my $50.
Well, that was another one. The duct tape one is where he bet, and Marcy said if you did it on his channel, she'd give him a model, and she did too. So.
Yeah, Sarge said it's the Great Race, and the guy's name was Daniel. What a cool dude, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
He wasn't a model kit builder. He just happened to be there at the motel, in his passing, doing whatever it was he was doing. And
that's cool.
But that's what I'm saying.
Right.
If you just go and have fun. Go and have fun.
That's the main thing too, right? You get big shows like that, and then you get the public that just comes and looks, and you know dang well that the public's going to come in there and go, holy moly, these are all built by somebody. This is not
Right.
store bought.
Right.
This is somebody's art.
Me
that is art.
Thursday night. Yes, Thursday night. Me and Mr. BG were sitting around the fire as we had finally, we got to meet each other and whatever. And a gentleman sat down that was in the heavy equipment. No, he was in the flooring business, and Cartersville is full of industry, right? For a little bitty town, It's got a lot of industry going on there. And he was in the flooring business, and he was from I want to say Pennsylvania, like Philadelphia or something. Nice guy, was just sitting there. He just sat down and started talking to us, right? And we're hanging out, and we were telling him about it, and he was kind of like, okay, you're grown men and you play with plastic. And we started talking about it and whatever. And he's telling us about his business, and we're going back and forth. And BG had just given me this, because I've got the OG, not the duct tape BG hat, just saying. He gave me that, and he gave me that kit. And I pulled it out, and BG first pulled out his stuff, his Jimmy. I just said that live on camera. That Jimmy, that he pulled out his Jimmy.
See, you just keep making it worse for BG all the time.
Right? He pulled out his GMC Jimmy model, 124 scale model, and was showing it. And the guy was like, "Oh, that's not a die cast." And I'm like, and I pulled out the kit that BG had given me, and it was, of course, still on the web. It's just, I said, it's not the same thing, but this is how that kit showed up. And that guy couldn't have been more interested, man. He was like, "That is cool, man. That's cool."
Yeah.
Just different stuff. Everybody thinks we're geeks until they see them done, or they see pictures of them, then they want one of their car done.
Trust me, I've had guys over here, big car guys, and then they come into this section of the thing, and then they're like, "What the fuck? Your kid's got a lot of toys." I'm like, "No, those are mine."
Those are my toys, yeah.
But once you start showing them the stuff, then it's just like, okay, I get it. I get it. So.
And to quote Bruce, and I agree with you 100%, Bruce, it's our art,
It is. It's art. We're artists. Each and every one of us.
Every one of us. Yeah. Every one of us.
Oh, that's awesome, Fred.
We're a little bit over an hour now. You know what? I usually go first, and then usually Jason. Well, we're going to put Mr. Bruce on the spot tonight. You get
there we go,
my friend. Who would you like to give your shout out to?
Well, this is a fellow Hoosier. He's way at the other end of the state.
Okay, Jason, your turn.
and I'm at the bottom end of the state. So this is Steve at Crazy Scale Models. Hey, I need to put myself on the big screen, don't I?
Yes, you do.
There you go.
Wow, that is cool.
Back up, Bruce. There you go. He's been on the ill side for a while. He's just not getting his channel going again. So everybody go over and give him a like, share, subscribe. I wish him well and getting better. He's getting there. I was subscribed to him like 8 months ago and forgot all about him, to be honest. And he popped up. So that's my shout out for this week.
and what's his name? What's the channel name again?
It's Crazy Scale Model.
Crazy Scale Model.
Crazy
Awesome.
Scale Model.
I gotta go
Yeah,
check
go
it
check
out.
that out.
He's on Facebook and YouTube. His crazy scale models.
Well, you know he's got mine and Jason's attention because that bottom picture was
Mopar.
Mopar.
Yeah. He's a Mopar guy.
Mopar.
I forgot to mention that, didn't I? Crazy me.
Yeah, I gotta definitely check because I don't remember seeing that channel coming up. So I gotta see
Like
if
I
I'm
say,
subscribed to.
He had like a 8 months gap or something. So
That's a link. Is that a link that we can put in the description with our video?
sure.
Okay.
I'll get it
I
in
say
there.
that. I say that
I need
tentatively
to start
because
doing that.
every
I
time I
haven't
say
been, but
that
my
means
bad.
more work for Bruce.
That paycheck just never gets big enough.
Listen, you're getting 100% of the profits.
I know, right? I
get
to push all the buttons I want.
What about you, Jason? I know you got one in there. What you got in the can for
Yeah. So mine is going to be the LambChopBuilds right there, the card that Bruce has got. I have not traded shop cards with this gentleman, and for some reason, it keeps deleting his subscription from my list. So Dustin, I believe, is his name. Great builder. I've been watching it. He gave me a shout out about a month ago talking about slot cars, and I feel really bad that I did not catch it until today. So I definitely want to reach out to Dustin. He's in the USAC build as well, and he has got a really neat build right now. He is literally grafting the roof and the C-pillars from a 67 Charger onto his 68 Dart. It's really, really cool. It's very creative. And if you watch his videos, you will see what he's saying is absolutely right. It was like it was meant to be that way. So it really is neat. So go over there and check him out.
I'm going to say this, and it absolutely is not true, but I'm going to make myself feel better. I'm a trendsetter. I'm absolutely a trendsetter. I worked on a Volkswagen, and then Dylan came along with his Volkswagen and beat the brakes off of mine. And then Tim, you know him, Jason. You said not Tim Customs. That's Tim Klinkowitz. The guy with the AMC, the Javelin, the red, white, and blue Javelin that you...
Tim Casper.
Yep. He built a sweet 67. And I commented on his 67 and sent him pictures of mine in the comments. And I'm like, dude, I'm just going to throw mine in the trash can. He's like, no, yours looks good too. Nice guy, for sure. But
he's
I did
awesome
a 67 first just because yours is better. I'm a trendsetter. I'm just a trendsetter. That's
Thank you, everybody.
But my guy, especially in our little circle, most of us know him, but I want to give him a big old shout out. Ted from Ted's Cars and Guitars. What a great guy. Him, and that's his channel, Ted's Cars and Guitars. Tedland 101365 is his @ And what a great guy. Spent time with him at Acme, and we went to the old Car City together. We hung out together. Great guy. Me, him, and Sarge spent a lot of time together. And I want to give old Ted a shout out. Him and Amanda, they're always doing something creative and funny. And he's been a good friend, and I got to meet him, and we hang out and definitely enjoyed his company. So wanted to give old Ted a shout out. Thank you, Ted, for hanging with us. Thank you for all the good times, and we look forward to the next one.
Yeah, definitely, Ted.
Oh, and Sarge says he was an Army medic. I didn't know that about Ted, so thank you for that. I didn't know that about Ted.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you for your service.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sarge, for your service, and thank you, Ted, for yours. But
Yep. Thank you, everybody. I do all my videos. You know, you
yeah,
need to go out and thank your veterans. Everybody's got veterans around them that's neighbors that need to thank each and every one of them.
Exactly right. If it wasn't
Right.
for our fighting men and women, we wouldn't have the freedoms that we have today, and that is throughout. So thank you to all our first responders. You know, kind of quoting what Sarge does on his deal. You know, all our first responders, all our law enforcement. We don't we, we give law enforcement a hard time when they pull us over, but they're also the first ones we call when we got a problem. So want to definitely include those guys and our servicemen and women. You guys have made this all possible for all of us. And we thank each and every one of y'all. Yeah, that includes you too, Fred. You old damn.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Fred too.
You know, the old Navy dude. Even though Navy does stand for never again volunteer yourself.
Yeah. I've never heard that. That's cool.
That's true. That's true. I'm sure Fred's got a million of them, but
yeah.
Well,
I'm not even going to say the ones that my dad says about all the different divisions because
right.
Yeah.
There's a bunch
of them. Mine were not.
Yeah, not for this channel.
You could not play those.
I've been very lucky to go to some of those Vietnam reunions with his old companies, and when them guys get together, it's like a bunch of high school kids. It's fucking hilarious. You just sit back and you watch those guys. It's hilarious. I mean, the bond that they have is so tight because of what they went through. So
that, and they were so young. The average guy or the average soldier in Vietnam was like 19 years old. So that's a very influential part of your life. You know, even if you were 21, it's still. Think about how influential we were at 21. Bruce, you're a little older, but Jason, you and I are in the same age group. You know, at 21. Whether we knew it or not, of course, at 21, I don't know about you, Jason, but at 21, I thought I knew everything there was to know. But
I knew it all.
Yeah,
so I moved out. I moved out right away because I knew everything.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, it's just.
But hindsight is high school was the best job I ever had. All I had to do was go to school and get good grades, and I had food, a car. I didn't have a car, but I had food and a warm bed to sleep in and all that. But
I worked
we can chase that rabbit for a while. But have I forgot anything, guys? Bruce, Jason, is there anything you guys want to bring up?
No, I don't think so. Not at all. Nothing else on my side. It was awesome to get on here. I didn't know that I was going to, but glad it worked out this way.
Yeah, I didn't know if you wanted to touch on that or not. We thought tonight that we were going to either be me and Bruce trying to wing it, and Jason had a.
I had a training module that I was supposed to go to, and I was instructed today that the training module was going to be rescheduled because the instructor got COVID. So it is what it is. But the funny part was when I brought it up to another manager that had already went through the stuff, he told me, "Oh no, that guy, he's kind of a sensitive fellow. He probably got Trumpitis." So
that's happened a lot. That's happened a lot recently.
But no.
But what about you, Bruce? Anything you want to bring up? Thought about?
I just want to thank each and every one of these awesome people that come by and watch our show. Yes. All these awesome builders. That's just blows my mind how many awesome people are out there. And I've not been to any model shows, so I've not ever had the privilege of meeting anybody or going to see anybody else's work other than on YouTube. And I just think it's awesome. It's just, I know it's my favorite word to say, but I mean it, it is just
I use
crazy.
Awesome a lot too, but it works. It's a good word and it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing
we gotta get you to a show.
Yeah. Jason and I have been talking about that. You're coming to Acme next year. Yeah. We got to figure out how we're going to get you there, but you're coming to Acme next year because Jason and I are going to be stumbling around with some maple bourbon, and you've got to record and be like, "This is not what they normally do. This is not how they normally act. They're normally good guys."
I got a gimbal. I can.
Got a gimbal.
It'll
I
be
gotta give
it'll
them,
be
no problem.
the blooper reel of the AMC podcast.
Perfect.
It'll be live.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to take a second to recap. You guys be sure and check out, all the descriptions down below. We're going to have, with the turkey shoot, you guys be sure and check that out. The new deal from
Night, Fred.
Not
Night,
happy.
the new deal from Scale Finishes. Y'all be ready for next week. We're going to have Josh on here from, Joel on here from Iceman Collections. We're looking forward to having him on.
Yep.
Just another week in modeling, and everybody watch as many videos as you can. I know we talked about it's hard to keep up. Please understand if you don't hear from us. It doesn't mean that we don't like it. It just means that we busy, and everybody runs into that. So we're going to go ahead and sign off, guys. This is Mike, the Scale Model Outlaw. It's my co-host down there at the bottom. Who are you?
Jason from KRD, Klein Race Car Designs.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Oh, I was going to say, awesome
I'm
producer,
Bruce from Eclectic-World.
the most awesome producer that ever was, ever will be. What was it Bret Hart says? The best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. Our producer. Who are you?
I'm Bruce from Bruce's Eclectic-World. Boy, what an intro.
Thank you, Chad. I echo what the guys were saying. Chat, thank you guys so much for showing up week after week. You guys are
Leon.
great
Yeah,
comments. Leon, Fred, everybody that showed up, Mark, thank you, everybody, Joe, everybody that shows up, we appreciate you guys so very much. Thanks for all your support. Night BB, we appreciate you, buddy. Y'all be good at it, and like I say on my channel, keep on modeling.
2 thumbs up, baby.
2 thumbs up.